Hey there, people. It's Fresh Mark Center, another fresh review, aka Zest for Life. I was just sitting at home with my comfort clothes, casual clothes, whatever, and I was thinking because it was a very cold day outside, what fragrances make me feel comforted or at home? So, relaxing fragrances and fragrances that would put you at ease, let's say, if you had a crazy day outside. So let's get straight into it with a beverage fragrance that is a brandy fragrance. Azaro Pour Homme Intense has a note of cinnamon in the top to make it sweet. It has a sweet liqueur brandy note, some vetiver in the base to keep it airy, fresh, masculine, and not so herbal, let's say, but aromatic. It opens with a punchy bit of anise. When I spray it on, the ciliage is quite far in the first 1.5 hours. It powers out quite a bit, but after it settles down, the punchy anise, black pepper, and I think there's some mandarin in here. It has a light ambery touch, but it's not a sparkling amber. It's a warming anise, spicy, almost biscuit like, slightly gourmand cinnamon, anise, and brandy concoction. The vetiver in the base turns it away from the gourmand and makes it slightly deodorant, sort of 80s fresh, I'd say. It's old school masculine aromatic note, reminiscent of the green sort of juniper fragrances of the past, where you get that Cartier and the like, which are way more green and woodsy. But this is a calming, relaxing, sweet brandy fragrance, and I just love the instant the biscuit like anise mixed with the sweet cinnamon and rich brandy note is a fantastic opening, and then it goes into a herbal and sort of uh, aromatic base that is solid. It's just a solid base. It's very mass appealing in that way, and the longevity is about I'd say 7 hours, but 5 hours projection and 1.5 hours strong projection. So definitely check it out if you like the note of brandy and you want something a little bit warming from coming outside if it was a very cold day, let's say, outside. The next one is cardamom. Now this is used in many Indian fragrances to bring warmth and the like, a green aromatic warmth. Oud Vanille is a vanilla fragrance with a strong emphasis on the cardamom, a little bit of sweetness on saffron, and floral notes in the middle. Floral notes make this very creamy and smooth, with a cognac wood and sandalwood in the base. Very creamy, smooth, sweet cardamom scent. I think it's more about the cardamom and treacly vanilla. So the vanilla really shines in the end of this fragrance, but in the beginning, it's more about the black pepper oud combination with saffron. Oud is not animalic in the least. It's quite a flat, westernized oud. The saffron, a little bit of peak of sweetness, similar to bergamot, but slightly more sparkling and resinous, almost like a light sweet resinous note on the top note, keeping it very. I think it just keeps it clean and stops the florals from becoming overly heady or overly opulent and cloudy or musky or the like. It restrains the fragrance, I'd say, the cardamom and sweet saffron, but the floral notes and that vanilla is just a very warming and engulfing plume of soft vanilla, cardamom, floral notes. Very sweet, almost syrupy. Slightly reminds me of rose petals, the floral note. It's a pink, slightly sugary candied note, but it does have a very realistic soft creaminess when paired with the Cognac wood and sandalwood in the base of Oud Vanille. So definitely check that one out by Mansura. That lasts for a very long time, longevity 9 hours. Next one is something that reminds me of an aromatic green herbal tea. Davidoff Adventure is very, it has a slight punch again with the mandarin orange. It has pimento and sesame in the middle to make it aromatic and relaxing. And the tea note in the base is what keeps it green and fresh. Very nice advertisement for the kind of person who would wear this. I saw a picture of this. I think it was some kind of actor, I can't remember. But he was an adventurer, he was a mountaineer, like, so somebody quite outgoing. But if you came out from a long adventure, what would you drink? You probably have a hot aromatic green tea or something, nothing unhealthy or the like, because it's all about good living and feeling fresh. Let's see what we get when we spray this fragrance. I'm just going to spray in some. Oh, that's the place. That's the bit I haven't sprayed. Yep. So you get that black pepper, not too spicy or punchy, but it's bolstered in the first instance. It's not too spicy, but then it's bolstered by the pimento, and I really like the aromatic note of sesame seed in here. It keeps it interesting, different, and Davidoff usually does fragrances that has one element that is interesting and shines. Like the game is the patchouli, and you would get cool water, which is just the aquatic note, and quite linear fragrances. But this is very interesting, and I love how it progresses. It doesn't progress too much, like it doesn't change too much over its time. It goes quite in the first 1.5 hours it would be sort of peppery, spicy, mandarin, very mass appealing, orange and mandarin spice, as if it would not be offensive to most. It gets that calming green herbal tea note. The sesame keeps it sweet. There's no cardamom or anything like that in there. The green note just comes from the dry green leafiness of the black tea note in the base. And I think that's what keeps it fresh, because sometimes I think if cardamom was in here, it may suffocate the fragrance, because all the other notes are quite light and spicy, and they sort of have a pop of freshness. But the green tea keeps it uplifting and fresh and light and airy. So it does have that light, almost water and watered down, spicy green freshness feel to it, like a herbal green cup of tea with some certain maybe pimento spices in there. Fantastic fragrance, very interesting, great for casual wear if you're going outside. But coming out from a very cold day, I love this. Actually, I wear this before going to bed sometimes if it's quite cold, and it leaves me a little bit spicy, warm and fresh. And I just love that fragrance. It's very relaxing in its herbal nature. So definitely check out Davidoff Adventure. And the last one is something that reminds me of a walk in the woods, a piney forest, Pasha de Cartier perfume. This has a liqueur note, which is trying to, I don't drink, so liqueur, I'd say it's like a sweet cherry plum. So it's very sweet and syrupy, but it's alcoholic liqueur from that, like a plum liqueur. And I'm sorry, sticking my nose right in there. Let's spray it. Wait, the last place we got is this arm. There we go. Wait, So first you get an alcoholic tinge because it is a liqueur and woods perfume, so it does come off slightly astringent in the first few seconds, but then you get the buttery vanilla and ylang-ylang. Let me spray this one more time over here. And you get something which is quite leathery and creamy at the same time. Leathery, creamy, and slightly woodsy. And that is the ambronicide. I was trying to put my head around it, what that word was. Ambronicide mixed with sandalwood and the fir, pine fir, which is a pine woodsy note, almost like a pine cone. So it has those pine cone freshness that you may find in those car fresheners or the like, but the creaminess of the sandalwood mixed with the plum liqueur sharpness really contrasts with the woods and the patchouli in the base. It has a slight bit of amber in it as well, just to separate it, to stop it from, as I say, suffocating when a cloud becomes very dense and it's only one fragrance sort of thing. It becomes linear in one direction, to stop it from being too woodsy and just liqueur. It provides a little break, the amber. So it provides a little sweet break between the woods and the plum liqueur sort of feel, which makes this a rich, opulent fragrance. I love this going out. I bought it, the full bottle, 100 ml, for about £70, I think. Yes, I think £70 on discount from 80. So this is quite good in terms of longevity, but it doesn't actually project too much after the first 2 hours. So it's quite close to the skin, but it's a rich, opulent scent. So if you were going out and you sprayed it on the clothes, it would last a very long time, but it wouldn't project so much. So if people, it really draws you in with a pine-like wood freshness, and the liqueur and sweeter vanilla vibe is present when you get closer to somebody who is wearing it. So definitely check out Pache de Cartier Parfume if you like something a little bit rich, opulent. It makes you feel like you've had a little bit of a walk outside, that sort of pine wood freshness that you would expect on a crisp autumn day out in the woods, but with a little bit of plum liqueur if you were to drink that on your way out. Hopefully you don't get drunk in the woods. I'm not recommending that. So check out all these fragrances: the fresh woodsy one, the cardamom, black pepper, oud, saffron, cognac wood creaminess, smooth, and then the brandy from Azaro Pohom with a little bit of cinnamon sweetness to keep it, and anise spicy biscuit nature to keep it slightly gourmand yet macho at the same time, and then the green aromatic tea Davidoff Adventure for those who like something a little bit more refined, fresh, green, slightly spicy, and airy. Check out all those fragrances. Stay free and stay fresh.